Hi everybody, it's Crystal. Welcome to my channel. So today I have a stitch tutorial for you. It's super easy and it's super beautiful. It's a one row repeat, looking beautiful, and it's the same on both sides. Those are the kind of stitches we like. It's gorgeous and it's pretty soft. I mean, you can see a little bit, not much. It's not really a lacy stitch. So you could use this for tops, blankets, anything that you can think of, clothing wise, blankets, kitchen accessories, anything you wanted, you could use this stitch for. Like I said, it's the same on both sides and it's absolutely stunning. One row repeat. The only stitches that you will need to know is you will need to know how to do the chain stitch, the single crochet, and the double crochet. Other than that, that's all it is. Now this is called the little tulip stitch. Now there is a regular tulip stitch, which I do have a tutorial for, but this is the little tulip. So it's a little version of the regular tulip. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. Bags, all kinds of stuff. It's so pretty. You guys want to go ahead and get started? Let's do it. All right. So for this, remember, this is just a stitch tutorial. And I'm just going to be teaching you how to do the stitch, and what you make with it is up to you. And so for that yarn there, for the purpose of this stitch tutorial, I use Red Heart Soft, which is a medium weight for acrylic yarn in the color wine. And then I'm going to be using a size I, which is a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. Now you can use any weighted yarn you want and any hook that you want, depending on whatever it is that you decide to make with this stitch. So the little tulip stitch is done in a multiple of 3 plus 2, and it's worked on a base row of single crochet. All right, so what you do is, whether it be that you're making a blanket or a scarf or something like that, you will chain in multiples of 3. So 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, until you get your chain the desired length that you want. So you want a blanket that's 50 inches wide, then you chain till you reach about, in threes, approximately 50 inches. And then you would add 2 more at the end to your base chain. So that would be a multiple of 3 plus 2. So for my sample swatch here, I have a chain of 26 stitches. 24 is my multiple of 3, and then I added 2 more to the base chain. So as I mentioned, it's worked on a base row or a foundation row of single crochet. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a single crochet in the second stitch from our hook. We do not count the one that's on our hook. So there's 1 and there's 2. And we're going to put a single crochet into that second stitch. Now we're going to work across and we're going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch for the length of our chain. Now we won't count this as row 1. We are just going to say this is our base row or our foundation row of single crochet. The reason why I like to put it on a foundation row or of single crochet like this is so it doesn't stretch out that bottom chain. It holds it together better. How about that? I think so anyways. So I'm going to continue across with my base row or foundation row, whatever you call it. Everybody calls it something different. Of 1 single crochet in every stitch until I make it to the end of the row. All right, so I've made it to the end of my foundation row of single crochet. Now whatever you chained, whatever your chain amount was, you will have 1 less stitch now than what you did. So I chained 26 stitches. I now have 25. All right, now we're going to start row 1 of the pattern. So we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now that chain 1 does not count as a stitch, and we're going to be working into this very first stitch. Now in that stitch we are going to put 1 double crochet like that. And then we're going to go back in the same stitch and we're going to work another double crochet. And then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to go back into the same stitch again and put a single crochet. So that is what the little tulip stitch is, as you can see. Two doubles, chain 2, and a single into the same stitch. Now we're going to start the repeat of row 1. We are going to skip 2 stitches, skip, skip, and then we're going to put our little tulip into the next. So we skip 2, skip, skip, and in the next we're going to work 2 double crochets. So there's 1 into the same stitch, there's 2, and we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to go back into the same stitch and work a single crochet. So that is our little tulip stitch. And then we're going to repeat that all the way across. So again, we're going to skip 2, skip, 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 and the next we do our little tulip. So we were going to work 2 doubles into that same stitch. There's 1, and there's 2, and then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to go back into the same stitch and work a single crochet. Now I'm going to keep repeating this pattern until I make it to the end of the row. So again, I'm going to skip 2, skip, skip, and the next we're going to work the little tulip stitch. So we're going to put 2 double crochets. There's 1, 2, a chain of 2, and a single crochet right back into that same stitch. Now I'm going to keep repeating this for row 1, and you should be able to end in a complete repeat. I'll meet up with you at the last 3 stitches of our row. Alright, so I'm coming to the end of row 1, and I have 3 stitches left. So I'm going to skip 2, and I'm going to put the little tulip stitch into the last stitch. So the last stitch is going to get the 2 doubles, a chain of 2, and then a single, and that's going to end row 1 just like that. So that's what it starts to look like. Now row 2 is the repeat row for the whole entire pattern. So we're just going to keep repeating row 2, and here it is. We're going to chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and we're going to turn our work. We are going to work 1 double crochet right here into this very first stitch, which was the single crochet from the previous row. 1 double. And now we're going to work into this chain 2 space here, and we're going to work 1 double crochet, a chain of 2, and we're going to go back into it, and we're going to work a single crochet. So we did like a mini tulip there, but we had to put the first double into the very first stitch. All right, so that's how every row starts. Now we're going to start the repeat of row 2. And in every single one of these chain 2 spaces, we're going to, from the previous row, we're going to be working a mini tulip stitch. So we're just going to jump right over here to the next chain 2 space, and right through that space we work 2 doubles. There's 1, 2, a chain of 2, and a single crochet. So there's our little tulip. Again, we jump over here to the next little tulip from the previous row, and we find that chain 2 space, and in that space we work another little tulip. So we're going to work 2 doubles, a chain of 2, and a single back into that same space. And we're going to keep repeating this until we get near the end of the row. Again, the next chain 2 space gets the little tulip, 2 doubles, chain 2, and a single. Jump to the next one, same thing, 2 doubles, chain 2, and a single. Now I'm going to go ahead and keep repeating this pattern for row 2 until we get to the last chain 2 space, and I'm going to show you how we end. So we ended a bit differently than we are doing it right now. All right, so when you're coming to the end of row 2, this is how you end every row from now on. So here's my last chain 2 space. So this is how we're going to end it. We're going to put 2 double crochets into that space. There's 1, and there's 2, and then we're going to chain 2, and we are actually, instead of going back into that chain 2 space and putting a single, we're going to put a single crochet into our last double crochet here on the end, and that will keep our edges lined up. And that is how it's done. We just keep repeating row 2. So again, for row 3, I'm going to chain 1 and turn our work. I'm just going to repeat what we did for row 2. So remember, we always start out with a double crochet into that first stitch, and then we put 1 double crochet into the next chain space, a chain of 2, and then a single crochet back into that space. And then we work along doing a little tulip stitch, the 2 doubles, chain 2, and a single into each of the chain spaces from the previous row, just like this, until we get to the end. I'm just repeating row 2. because it's just that easy, 1 row repeat. I'm going to go ahead and cut it short here. So once you go all the way across and you make it to the end, I'll show you how to end it one more time. When you come to your last chain space at the end, remember every row ends the same now. You would put 2 doubles into that last chain space. So there's 1 and 2, and then you would chain 2, and instead of going back into that chain space for your single crochet, you would put a single crochet into the very last stitch, and that's how you would always end it, just like that. So after a few repeats, it starts to look like that. Isn't that pretty? It's very, very pretty, I think. So as you can see, the corners are, or the edges are nice and straight on those. By doing it that way, it keeps them nice and straight, like it, looking the same on both sides. Very, very pretty stitch. Very, very easy and pretty. What more could you ask for, right? So I hope you enjoy my tutorial. Don't forget to hit that like button if you did. I'd really appreciate it. And leave me a comment below. Just tell me hi or something, just to feed that algorithm monster, you know. Gotta have that comments so he gets fed. Send my videos to people that may not get to see them otherwise. And if you did enjoy, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you'd like. I do have lots and lots of tutorials on anything that you could ever want to make. All right, and we like to talk about yarn as well. So I'll see you guys on my next video, whatever it might be. Take care. Bye, guys.